Wicked Good Season 4, Episode 01. Tommy Chong CBD Blue Chew advertisers, as always. Check them out right now at wickedgood.xyz, wickedgood.xyz, wickedgood.xyz. All other platforms are there too: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube playlists, our live streams that are always going on, Twitch, there you go, reruns of every episode, all the clips you want, wickedgood.xyz. This episode, there's actually a pretty good amount to talk about. Last week, obviously, was the first episode back. This is kind of the real first episode back. That's why it's 01. So this season, I'm just going to start going down the topics at the beginning so that way you can kind of have an understanding. Also, now every episode has time codes. So depending what platform you're listening to or watching, go down into the description if you want. And then once I go over these topics, specific one you want to listen to, just go to that. I don't care if you skip around. That's your prerogative. That's why I do it. So go ahead and do it. Starting it off, going to start with Space Inspiration for Netflix show. I don't know how many people actually watched that, but I did finally. I should have watched it when it happened, but there we go. Hack of the week, 70 websites operated by the Ukrainian government got hacked. I'm going to talk about that. And we have music. Kendrick Lamar and the South Park creators are creating some sort of live action comedy. We have just one quickie this week. Nueralink, human trials soon, very much possible. Google lost a lawsuit about their smart speakers with Sonos, which is a very old speaker company if you don't know that. T-Mobile basically is suppressing Apple's own VPN. 5G, FAA, airplanes coming out of the sky, who knows? Probably shouldn't have said that in the first 5 minutes, but whatever. Entertainment stuff, Instagram subscriptions. We have Windigoon is my YouTube channel of the week. God damn, I should have said that at the beginning, but whatever. You can go check out his channel now if you want. Honestly, it's probably better than this. So, Morty's Mind Blowers, Quantum Entangled Tardigrades. There was a lot of hype around it. Don't really know if it's actually real or not, but we'll find out. A 62-year-old paralyzed man sent a tweet from a brain chip. Sure that will pique your interest. Crypto stuff, as always. I'm sure people realize the market has been wonderful lately, so that's great. But Crypto.com had a hack. Jack Dorsey's Square is now called Block. We have Northwest Kansas. Northwest Kansas, northeastern fucking cunt, is offering $10K in Bitcoin to people to relocate to there, so that was kind of cool. YouTube, NFTs, that's, I'm sure great. We have an interesting thing, which is just why I'm going to put it last, probably still shouldn't be saying it, but Wicked Not Good, probably should turn it into I'm on a list section. The Havan syndrome, the CIA has been in the news because of them saying, I guess it's not an attack or whatever, but I found the bill where the Senate passed it, Biden passed it, the House passed it, that literally involves the Havan syndrome. So we'll see how that goes. So if you want a timestamp, go down below. There you go. Everything, whatever. I don't know how much time that took up, but that's how we're doing it nowadays. Probably different next season, like every other fucking season. But started off, the SpaceX Inspiration for Netflix show. Obviously, I watched the launch. I'm pretty sure I talked about it on the last season. So if you don't know, it was 4 citizens of the U.S. flying in a SpaceX Dragon capsule owned by Elon, and that was sent into orbit. This is actual orbit, not like the Jeff Bezos and the Virgin guy. Well, I guess that is the name of his company, so he is a virgin. And Branson. Bezos and Branson just got above it, but also the people on the Inspiration 4 flight were up there for 3 days rather than like 11 minutes. And they were also at a higher altitude than the space station, so they got an insane view of the Earth. I'd highly recommend watching it. The first 3 episodes were filmed before the launch, and then 2 episodes were filmed during, and then 1 after they returned. So they filmed this while it was happening, which I think added a cool sort of aspect to it. I haven't really watched anything that really did that. I should have watched it when it came out. I know a lot of people who did, so I just highly recommend it. It goes into the backstory of each one of them, why they did it. One guy, I thought it was really cool. He just literally saw the ad on the during the Super Bowl. I don't know how much he donated, but he donated, and then out of nowhere he gets an email, and then he has a Zoom call with the people in charge of the space flight, and he thought it was a spammer, so he answered the call, absolutely surprised that it was actually him winning. So then he has to go downstairs and tell his wife, who didn't know that he just randomly signed up and donated to this thing. He never told her, which if I did that, probably would have never told her anyways either, because the chances of that actually happening, probably very slim. It ended up happening for him, so I'm happy. It's good to see, obviously, St. Jude's. I don't remember how much exactly it was over 200 million they raised, so obviously happy for that too. I'd watch it. Also, the footage, the rocket footage is incredible. It's insane when you actually have the ability to watch it on Netflix rather than shitty YouTube on your cell phone, or trying to watch the live streams of our launch. Way better watching it on the Netflix because they had actual good cameras filming and not trying to live stream it. So it's definitely worth watching. I'd recommend it. Space news-wise, there's not really that much more. Starship, whatever. Hopefully, I'm trying to go see a launch this year, so we'll see if that fucking happens. Other than that, gonna hop into the hack of the week. Obviously, I always like to add this because hacks are a thing. And this one comes from Ukraine. I'm gonna read the art. It's thehackernews.com. I'm not even trying to pronounce the person's name who wrote this article because I just don't want to fuck that up. But here we go. Activating my Havan streaming apparatus, whatever the fuck. No fewer than 70 websites operated by the Ukrainian government went offline on Friday, 4 hours, in what appears to be a coordinated cyber attack amid heightened tensions with Russia. As a result of the massive cyber attack, the websites of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and a number of other government agencies were temporarily down. One of the heads of government said in a tweet. It's still funny that people get their information from tweets that, whatever. The Security Service of Ukraine, the country's law enforcement authority, alluded to a possible Russian involvement, pointing fingers at the hacker groups associated with the Russian secret services, while branding the intrusions as a supply chain attack that involved hacking the infrastructure of a commercial company that had access to the rights of an administrator web resources. That's the NotPetya attack, which happened not that long ago. Prior to the update from the SSU, the Ukrainian CERT claimed that the attacks may have exploited a security vulnerability in lavalier-based which doesn't matter because that doesn't matter. Basically, Ukraine had a fuckload of their government websites blasted in the ass. And oh god, I gotta stop. I gotta watch myself in these first couple minutes. Maybe we're already over 10 minutes, but whatever. The security agency, however, stressed that the content of the sites was not altered and no sensitive personal data was stolen. So that's good. Basically, just wanted to point out that obviously with tensions rising with the U.S., no idea why we care that much, but apparently we do. Ukraine has a shitload of their government websites taken down. This isn't the first time there's been a really, really bad hack in Ukraine. One happened 4 or 5 years ago. It was called NotPetya, and it fucked up a shitload of what is it? Okay, and erased confidential data from computers, from banks and energy firms. There's a really good podcast episode from Darknet Diaries. It's my secret link. There you go. I broke the secret. 10 minutes in, I broke the secret. So that link is there. Go listen to that. He does a very good job of breaking down what happened, and it will kind of let you understand how some of these hacks are actually used rather than sending people in, because it's a lot easier to hack a government website or whatever than like sending humans across borders. It seems a lot easier to do that rather than like guns and shit. So this is why it's happening. Obviously, this is why I continue to talk about it, because stuff like this is just going to be the future, and it's not going to stop. Something else that's not going to stop: Kendrick Lamar in South Park. Nothing can stop them. Apparently, they're making a live-action comedy for Paramount, and obviously it's going to be on Paramount Plus, but this is from Digital Music News. I have the actual... Basically, Paramount said, yes, we are making a thing with Kendrick and the creators of South Park, but it's not an official release. There's no naming. There's no director yet. It's only a slight publicity stunt. It seems. Publicity stunt. Clearly, it's more than that, but Deadline, I'm so happy I chose this article, but everyone seemed to be fucking linking to it, so this seems to be the best one. The film penned by Vernon Chapman will see the past and present come to a head when a young black man who is interning as a slave, reenacting at a living history museum, discovers that his white girlfriend's ancestors once owned his. Lamar and Free are producing a PG Lang, which is Kendrick's production company that he just created, with Stone and Parker from South Park. Park Country is their production company. While production is set to kick off this spring, it seems at present that a director has not been attached. Paramount Pictures will handle theatrical distribution, home entertainment, and television licensing rights, with the film also to be streamed on Paramount Plus. So it's definitely a film. We have that confirmed. We'll see how this goes. I mean, obviously, I'm open to it. It's Kendrick Lamar and the people who fucking create South Park. Why wouldn't that be amazing? So I'll look forward to that. I thought that was kind of something cool to talk about, especially because they bought fucking... No, it's not Fry's. That's the computer place. It was like that shitty Mexican restaurant. I like to see how they're doing on that. Also, they have that new South Park episode, or not episode, but movie. I gotta watch that. The two pandemic specials, fucking hilarious. If you haven't seen those, I'd watch them. Also, I guess you'd have to have Paramount Plus to do that. So, subscribe to Paramount Plus. I am sponsored by Paramount Plus. They're gonna cut that up and put it in a fucking ad. You know what a lot of people are getting pissed off about? Well, I guess they're not getting pissed off about. I don't know what the fuck this transition is. But I do know something about. I know something about people being hysterical about something that means absolutely nothing. And that is, apparently, people are getting a little finger happy and typing articles about how Nueralink is finally going to be implanting the brain chips. Here's the thing. It's all based off of a literal job posting. That's it. So there's no actual statement from Neuralink saying, hey, we're going to start having clinical trials. No, it's just people skimming, and they realized as a clinical trial director, which is understandable, but you can't just like come out and say, oh yes, they're about to do a clinical trial when they haven't even found someone who's going to direct it. But since we're here, I figured it'd be a cool thing to actually read what they're looking for and what a clinical trial director for a neurological brain implant company. This is going to be that person. So here we go. Here's the actual clinical trial director at Neuralink, Fremont, California, United States. Actual job posting on greenhouse.io. Why is everything .io? Maybe I should get wickedgood.io now. Fuck that, I like .xyz. For all platforms. As the clinical trial director, you'll work closely with some of the most innovative doctors and top engineers, as well as working with Neuralink's first clinical trial participants. You will lead and help build the team responsible for enabling Neuralink's clinical research activities and developing the regulatory interactions that come with a fast-paced and ever-evolving environment. You are mission-driven and are able to meet tight deadlines with accuracy and efficiency. Basically a normal job posting. I mean, it's just a bunch of blibber blab crap that doesn't really matter. We're going to get to the part that actually matters, yes, is the about you, the stuff. I highly doubt, if anyone listening to this is looking at this job, thank you for listening, but I highly doubt that's a very large percentage. So we're just going to examples of concrete duties. So this is what that person's going to be doing. I want to look at this because this is an insight to what's going to be happening in the next couple of years, I guess. Support Neuralink clinical studies, including selection of CRO, site qualification and initiation, training, monitoring, closeout activities, device accountability, etc., as well as ensuring compliance with regulation and standards for clinical research. Fucking, that was in one ear, out the other. Interact directly with regulatory agencies and the site responsible clinical trial investigator. The site responsible clinical trial investigator. Oh, so there must be someone from the regulatory agencies that are like, who investigate. Sure. Ensure timely and thorough monitoring visits to review and assure the rights, welfare, and safety of study participants are protected and ensure. This person has to do a lot of fucking shit. And ensure integrity of clinical data, and respect the accuracy, accountability, documentation, and adherence to procedures through review of ECRFs, source documents, medical records, and regulatory documents. God damn, this person has to do a lot. Support site initiation activities, audits, and site audit preparation in anticipated of site inspections. That's right before the fuckers come. Develop and author regulatory submissions and approve clinical input on cross-functional project teams. Develop and implement SOPs for clinical research/trials and related activities. This person has to do a lot of fucking shit. They're really they're really just gonna be like, just talking to people in the fuck. Let me be allowed to shove fucking fiber optics into someone's brain, please. Please, government, please. Review change orders and assess regulatory impact and produce changes on regulatory strategy. Yeah, basically, how long of a fiber can I shove in someone's brain? It's happening, and later on in this episode, I talk about how some guy literally fucking sends a tweet out with a it's not a brain implant, but kind of. It's not the same. Neuralink, they drill into your brain and they put a chip in there basically with a bunch of like fibers on it. So that's different than what we're going to talk about later, but this is going to be the first clinical trial for Neuralink happening hopefully soon, seeing as the director was on whatever you want to call it. The director for clinical trials is a job opening that's at Neuralink right now, so that's why people are getting, oh, it's happening soon. It might not be happening soon, but they need a person to do it first, so it is going to happen at some point, but something that's happening right now, and especially if you own a Google Nest device. I would never own one of these things, not ever going to, but, or Google Smart Speaker, I should say. Nest, they own, so they just bundle it all into that. But a article from Music Tech, a court battle between big tech giant Google and speaker maker Sonos, very old, Sonos is like the OG of smart speakers, has resulted in a win for Sonos, and as a result, Google will have to do away with features that infringe on Sonos's patents. So this is a statement directly from Google on Google Nest community. Hello, everyone. Due to a recent legal ruling, we're making some changes to how you set up your devices, and the speaker group functionality will move forward. That made no sense, but if you're using a speaker group feature to control the volume in the Google Home app by voice with the Google Assistant or directly on your Nest display hub, then, if you're an idiot, basically, you'll notice a few changes. To adjust the volume on your speaker groups, you will need to adjust each speaker individually instead of using the group volume controller. So what happened is Sonos has a patent on group speakers, so using like one volume up, like using, you have three kitchen speakers. Those kitchen speakers are in a group. You can go on your app and press the volume key on the kitchen speakers. Now, not possible. You have to do each one individually. You'll also no longer be able to change your speaker group volume using your phone's physical volume button. That's another one. So Sonos has a patent on group speaker volume all at once. So this is fun. A lot of people don't understand like patent law and how these tech companies just fucking steal. Well, basically, yeah, they steal each other's shit and then just turn it into their own, even though those other companies have patents. And this is a great example of it. Another thing is most speaker groups should continue functionality as expected unless you have a speaker group containing other brands of cast-based devices like JBL or Lenovo. They need to be updated and up to date to 1.5 to 5 fucking whatever or higher latest Firmcast version. So if you have any of these things, update it now. This is just some cool patent litigation between some big-ass companies. Sonos has obviously gotten kind of beaten down, especially because of Apple and all these other companies coming out with smart speaker, Samsung, smart home devices and shit. Sonos was definitely one of the first to do it. And clearly, companies were infringing on their patents. So I guess patent law. If you don't know anything about patent law, that's on you. It basically runs this world and why certain things are built in certain ways. Don't listen to this fucking show if you don't know that. I don't know why I'm saying it then, but fuck me, fuck you, and fuck, I think it's only T-Mobile, but Apple has added a cool feature with iCloud Plus. I'll tell you off the bat, I don't have iCloud Plus, so I don't give a fuck. But It is 99 cents a month, so it does actually look like a pretty good deal now seeing what they've added. But I'm talking about iCloud Plus as an advertisement, no, because it has a feature called iCloud Relay. Private Relay in beta right now is an internet privacy service that hides your IP address in Safari and protects your unencrypted traffic. When it's on, you can browse the web in a more secure and private way. So basically, for 99 cents a month, you can have Apple's iCloud VPN. Basically, it's only on Safari, but they included a VPN, and it seems like it just comes along with iCloud Plus. So this is just something you constantly always get, along with hide my email, create unique and random email addresses that forward you your personal inbox, so you can receive email without having to share your personal email address. Something I love. Temp emails, best shit ever. If you've never used one, you should use it for everything. Don't be giving out your email if you're trying to sign up for something for a little bit, and just test it out. See what sort of shit the website actually offers, and then just burn it. That's what Mailinator's for. Now you can do that with iCloud Plus and custom iCloud email domain. So you can invite your family members and use the same domain and their iCloud mail accounts. Okay, so whatever. Main point, iCloud has added, Apple has added basically a VPN to their phones as long as you pay 99 cents a month, which I presume a lot of people are doing because iCloud Plus already adds, it's like 50 gigabytes of storage. So I'm sure I've noticed a lot of people have like 16 gigabyte phones and just upload all their photos to the cloud, which obviously I have an issue with and would never do, but some people do it, and seeing as iCloud Plus is just adding this in, if you already are paying for it, this is something you should look into, especially if you are in iCloud Plus or have anything to do with it. Just turn it on. It'll be cool. It'll be cool. You'll be a cool kid if you do it. But something that isn't cool is T-Mobile is not enjoying. T-Mobile and AT&T are not having it because they clearly make a lot of money off skimming your traffic and making them money. So they are blocking it, basically pointing out that they need to skim your mobile data to make money and probably sell it to third parties or at least get some sort of information off of it. So T-Mobile, AT&T customers, if you have iCloud Plus, you cannot use the VPN. You can still get a VPN and use it. I do it. I would recommend everyone put a VPN on their phone and actually pay for it and look at a reputable company and do that, because it's something you should definitely have. And it proves with T-Mobile and AT&T blocking Apple's VPN, because it proves that they want your data and they are skimming it, and they will block features that Apple literally puts into the phone for that reason. So let's see I have no idea how long we're into this, but I'm gonna swing it to an ad break. So there you go. Double Dome Municipality back at it again with another ad. This episode's ad is brought to you by Tommy Chong CBD. The world is full of CBD brands, but only one has the name Tommy Chong CBD. They got drops, topicals, gummies, soft gels. Obviously, why wouldn't you? From 750 milligrams full spectrum gummies to 250 milligram CBD muscle freeze gel. There's definitely something on this website that will pique your interest. Drops come from 3 different formulas. Some of the drops are full spectrum, good vibes, and nice dreams. They got 300 milligram versions all the way up to 3,000 milligram versions of the drops. So no matter who you are, there's a product for you. Check them out. wickedgood.xyz advertisers tab. You go wickedgood.xyz, click on the advertisers tab. Bam, there you go. That's how the internet works. Wickedgood.xyz advertisers tab. If you don't use that link, I don't make any money. Also, make sure to use Tommy20 when you check out. You get 20% off. So, as long as that lasts, don't know when this episode will be coming out or airing. So there you go. Tommy20, wickedgood.xyz advertisers tab. There you go. That's the end of this ad. Back to the show. And we're back from that ad break. Back this time talking about 5G, the thing that everyone needs, because everyone needs to download a gigabyte a second onto their cell phone for some reason. But you might have heard the FFA has been talking about 5G and airplanes, which doesn't seem like a good thing. So I looked into it and literally went to FAA.gov/5G, and this is exactly what their statement is. 5G and aviation safety. The FAA is working to ensure that radio signals from newly activated wireless telecommunication systems can coexist safely with flight operations in the United States, with input from the aviation sector and telecommunications industry. Click here for information and updates on the site. Well, here we are. The safety issue. Safety is our mission, and it guides all of our decisions. The United States 5G services launched in 46 markets on January 19th using frequencies in a radio spectrum called the C-band. So a shitload of 5G went online January 19th and started causing some issues. These frequencies can be close to those used by radio altimeters, a very important aircraft, an important piece of safety equipment in an aircraft. To make sure that this does not lead to hazardous interference, the FAA requires that radio altimeters are accurate and reliable. Disruption risk to aviation by 5G. So they're basically saying, we need to make sure that all your radio altimeters are accurate and reliable before we just start setting up all this 5G shit and just sending fucking more electromagnetic fucking shit everywhere. Like, we need more of that. Goddamn fucking shit. Alright, disruption risk to aviation and 5G. Because the proposed 5G development involves a new combination of power levels, frequencies, proximity to flight operations, and other factors, the FAA must impose restrictions on flight operations using certain types of radio altimeter equipment close to antennas in 5G networks. I'm just curious about what happens like if you fly a helicopter over some shit that like isn't in the band area. These safety restrictions could affect flight schedules and operations. The FAA continues to work every day to reduce effects of disruption as we make progress to safely integrate 5G and aviation. So they are saying that there could be some, these safety restrictions could affect flight schedules and operations. So shout out 5G for not only creating the virus. Okay, I'm joking about that one, but if you actually have a phone that can use 5G, I bet you've actually connected to the 5G bands like twice ever. Because if you don't know this, it's very, very hard to connect to through a wall. Like if you're inside of a building and the 5G thing's outside the building, you're not going to get gigabyte speed download on the inside. So these fucking things got to be everywhere, which is just scary because now if you're on a 5G network and there's that many things, there'll be a lot more close calls, not close calls, but closer interaction between pings. So right now how they like usually can tell where your phone is or whatever and how they can track you is by pinging like 3 cell phone towers. But if you don't have to ping 3 cell phone towers, you just have to ping 3 towers that are like in a square. Whatever. There you go. I mean, you can imagine where it's going with that. That's my safety risk that I have. Collaborative work. This is what I found was kind of funny. Estimated percentage of U.S. commercial fleet. This is the radio altimeters approved for most low visibility approaches in 5G deployment. 90% of the estimated U.S. commercial fleet is okay. So basically good. We really don't have to worry about it. It's not that big of an issue. It's not like airplanes are just going to randomly start dropping out of the sky. But it is something to think about when we deploy these new types of wireless things. People want like wireless power. We're going to fry our brain. We're going to fucking fry our brains at some point. It's getting fucking crazy. So, I don't know. Whatever. Just do nothing. I don't know. You know what you should do? Continue listening, because I'm about to tell you about Instagram subscriptions, ? We have a quote from Adam Mosseri, I don't fucking know. Whatever. He's like one of the head people at Instagram, and he made a tweet saying subscriptions allow creators to monetize and become closer to their followers through exclusive experiences. Subscribers live, subscriber stories, subscriber badges, which I think is the coolest part. We hope to add more creators to this test in the coming months. More to come. So basically, they're just adding some cool shit to Instagram, including memberships. Now, the live thing, Instagram Live sucks balls, so I don't know why anyone would give a shit about that. Subscriber stories. Oh, I could actually see that being kind of sick, because then you could have, like, you have close friends right now, but now you can literally have people pay to be your close friends on Instagram. So that sounds kind of cool. The subscriber badges, that's what I think is going to be the actual thing that people are going to want. It will literally allow you to, like, show up in comments and stuff with a badge, and you'll probably be more prominent. I'm sure it will allow you to, like, message the creator. You'll have that badge and messages. I'm sure in live streams it will show up too. It's basically Twitch. They took the Twitch badges and basically turned it into Instagram. I have no idea what the percentage is going to be for subscriptions. I'm sure it's going to be pretty high, but I mean, at a certain point, why not just make a Patreon and just do the lives and shit like that over there? But if there is if these badges and the stories thing, I think that could really be it's like almost, it will be like a paid Snapchat, but through Instagram, which doesn't make me feel any better that I said that, because Facebook. But I mean, subscriber stories, I could see some fun shit being on those fucking subscriber stories. I'd be curious to know what the lowest amount is. I'm sure probably I don't know what the lowest amount's going to be. The subscriber badge thing, I think, is really going to be the cool part. I think a lot of people are probably going to gravitate towards that. I won't really give a shit because I don't fucking comment or do anything on fucking Instagram, a fucking ghost mode. So, yeah, I think it's cool. I don't know why anyone would not think it's cool. I think the only real downside is just seeing what the percentage Instagram would be taking. Would it be better percentage from somewhere else? And then we have like this Twitter subscription shit, which I don't know. I don't use Twitter, so I don't know why anyone would even do that either. So I guess that one's just not for me because I don't use Twitter. So I don't understand why anyone would do like a Twitter subscription. But I would understand the Instagram subs. I don't know. I think it would be. I think it's gonna be cool. I think some people would do some really cool shit with it. I mean, I guess I wouldn't do it right now because I mean, right now, dude, my NFTs just goddamn disappeared out of fucking nowhere. Shout out OpenSea. But like some of the subscription shit, I think as long as you find. I think what's going to really happen is you're just going to find a website that has the most to offer, and then what percentage are they taking? Because if they're taking a high percentage, then it's like, why am I using this? And I'm only getting like subscriber lives. Like I can go live other places. But if I have like 100,000, or even if I have 1 million followers on Instagram, and I can get, holy shit, if I have 1 million subscribers and I can get 10,000 of those to get a badge, oh, that'd be fucking sick. All right, I'm enjoying this the more I even think about it. So there you go. Instagram's adding subscriptions. Let me know if you're going to subscribe. I don't know if you're going to fucking subscribe. I don't know why anyone would, but I'm not going to. Not giving Facebook my fucking card information. Thank you very much. But to move on and get to the rest of the episode, Wicked Good channel of the week is Wendigoon. He was on the last episode of PKA. Woody was gone. He was stolen by the Mexican drug cartels, so well, they'll have to find another host on PKA apparently, but he was on with Harley and Josh. That Josh guy's pretty cool. I should check out the podcast, but yes, Wendigoon, highly recommend his channel. He did this really, I'm looking at right now, the conspiracy behind MLK's assassination, only 500,000 views. I can only imagine why. But it's a really good fucking video. It's an hour long. He goes very, 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 very in depth in this sort of stuff. Basically, I kind of wish I was him, and I kind of want to do the type of videos he does. He does a lot of iceberg stuff too. So if you like iceberg content, you can go conspiracy icebergs and all that stuff. 1.03 million subscribers. So he just hit 1 million subscribers. I am subscribed. I really like it. I kind of want to start doing content like him. I mean, he basically just sits down, he's done a lot of research, and then talks about it. Kind of what I'm doing. I'm doing longer form with less editing, basically no editing, just adding ads and no cuts. But he does a lot more research than me probably and has actual notes. I go off the top of the dome a lot and read other people's articles. So if you like me, my stuff, probably like his stuff also. And on any chance that you're listening to this, Wendigoon, highly would love to collab. If you're not, go fuck yourself. Either way, PKA, go watch it. Doesn't matter. Next topic. Frozen tardigrades, possibly quantum entangled. Quantum entanglement, if you don't know, is when you basically have one thing on one side of the universe and another thing on the other side of the universe, and then you can interact with that one thing on one side of the universe, and it instantly does something to the other thing on the other side of the universe. So you take a qubit A, and you switch it, and then qubit B on the other side of the universe, faster than light, switches. Now, Albert Einstein didn't believe in it. He called it the spooky something, and but it's real, and we have figured it out. It's called quantum entanglement, and it seems that supposedly they have quantumly entangled a tardigrade. The really cool thing that came out of this is actually how cold they literally froze a tardigrade to like within a degree of complete zero, which has just never been done before. So a living creature has literally gone to near zero and then was rewarmed and completely alive. Tardigrades are the fucking strongest motherfuckers on the planet. They're the water bears. They look fucking cool. They're basically everywhere. The ones they used in this scientific test were literally from a gutter. So they're everywhere. They're on the moon because India crashed land. India tried to land something on the moon, but ended up crashing. So all the tardigrades that were on the mission are now on the moon, probably doing whatever, probably surviving. They've survived in zero gravity, no air, no oxygen. They fucking live through a lot. So it'd be sick if we could hack them and take some of that stuff for ourselves. But that's down the future, I guess. I want to find the part where they actually start talking about where they actually what they did in the experiment. All right, here we go. The team placed each. Okay. For the from there, the team from. Okay, here we go. The authors of the new ARXIV paper decided to test whether a multicellular organism like a tardigrade could develop such a relationship. In their experiment, quantum relationship. In their experiment, the team collected 3 tardigrades from a roof gutter in Denmark. In their animated state, the tardigrades measured between 0.008 and 0.018 inches. Fucking small as shit. However, after the researchers froze the tardigrades and sent them into a ton state, the animals shrunk to about a third of the size. So they went from 0.008 to whatever a third of that is. 0.003. Whatever. From there, the team very fucking small. From there, the team froze the tardigrades even further, cooling them to a fraction of a degree above absolute zero, the coldest temperature a tardigrade has ever been exposed to, and survived. So, later in the article, they talked to some other people saying, okay, this entanglement thing, okay, may not actually have been true. The way they do it, which I'm about to say and then talk about in the next paragraph, might go through one ear, out the other to a lot of people, but it's questionable if it was actually quantumly entangled. One thing that did actually come out of this was, this is the coldest a tardigrade has ever done and survived that we know of. So that's actually some promising thing that can come out of here. So tardigrades survive basically 0 Kelvin. We know that. On top of it, possibly quantumly entangled. Here's the actual part where it goes in one ear, out 1 qubit and out the other. A team placed each frozen tardigrade between 2 capacitor plates of a superconductor circuit that formed a quantum bit or qubit, a unit of information used in quantum computing. When the tardigrade came into contact with a qubit, I think it's like 65 qubits way more than that. It's like a couple hundred qubits now in a computer. So quantum computing, fucking future. Tardigrade came into contact with a qubit named qubit B. It shifted the qubit's resonant frequency. That tardigrade qubit hybrid was then coupled to a second nearby circuit, qubit A, so that the 2 qubits became entangled. Over several tests that followed, the researchers saw that the frequencies of both qubits and the tardigrades changed in tandem, resembling a 3-part entangled system. 17 days later, after the tardigrades entered the tune state, the researchers gently warmed them up in an attempt to revive them. One of the tardigrades returned to its animated state, while the other 2 died. The survivor effectively has become the first quantum entangled animal in human history, the researchers claim. That's why they say the researchers claim. Not confirmed, but would be pretty fucking cool if it was confirmed, if this was actually like a thing. Because this is a multicellular being. We want to see fucking beam me up, Scotty. Fucking here to wherever the fuck. Me, is it still me? I don't fucking know. I guess that's going to be one of the real questions. If they can actually, like, quantumly entangle you, god damn it, and you try to, like, be yourself, is it really you? I mean, every day you wake up and you think it's you. Every how many years you get new cells. I mean, you don't get the whole new bones and all that shit, but yeah, isn't that a myth? There's no fucking way, like, every 12 years, your entire body's brand new. That's not possible. And next topic, because I have no idea how much time is left in this, but we're going to talk about the computer brain implant that I was alluding to earlier that is actually allowing people to tweet and email. Synchron announces first direct thought tweet, "Hello world," using an implantable brain computer interface. So this 62-year-old literally thought about writing a tweet and then tweeted it. New York City and Melbourne, December 23rd, 2021. Syntron, I gotta see if they have fucking stock. A brain computer interface company announced today a Twitter takeover by Philip O'Keefe, one of the patients implemented with the Centranode Brain Computer Interface, BCI. Mr. O'Keefe is the first patient to successfully message the world on social media directly through thought using an implanted brain-computer interface. So yes, this is beating Elon to the tweeting. This is a different way of doing it, which we'll get into it. They're not literally drilling a hole into your brain and fucking connecting shit. I have no idea how this shit works, but apparently it's possible. And Mr. O'Keefe, a 62-year-old man with lateral sclerosis, ALS. Oh, he has ALS. Successfully turned his direct thought to text via Twitter when he messaged "Hello World" using a brain-computer interface. It's fucking coming, baby. It's fucking coming. It's gonna happen, man. We're doing it. People are doing it, right? Someone literally fucking tweeted from their brain, from a thought. There was something in his brain that allowed him to think and then send a tweet. Now, if you really want to get philosophical or think about it, I think and then my fingers move and then I see letters on a screen and then I type doing that. So that's what Elon always said is the brain to interface. Very slow. Brain has to think, move my fingers. I also have to see what I'm typing, and then that has to go back to my brain. This way, this guy just like, I'm going to send a tweet. Now it's sent. Obviously, it's probably not that easy, but they do go into some other things that he can do. When I first heard, this is a quote from him, when I first heard about this technology, I knew how much independence it could give back to me, which is very true, especially a fucking ALS. The system is astonishing. It's like learning to ride a bike. It takes practice, but once you're rolling, it becomes natural, said O'Keefe. Now I can just about where a computer, I can just think about where on the computer I want to click. So he can literally just think and like move the mouse. And I can email, bank, shop, and now message the world via Twitter. Mr. O'Keefe, I wouldn't want to do the banking. That'd be a little scary, but I guess the shopping comes along with that. And message. So he can literally do everything on a fucking computer with his fucking brain now. Mr. O'Keefe took over the Twitter handle of the CEO using the hashtag HelloWorldBCI. Mr. O'Keefe's goal was to share his experience of regaining independence with the world and offer inspiration for the future, which is great. I see all those kids with those computers that they have to type on all the time. It just sucks. If you could just fucking like think about that shit, way easier. My hope is that I am paving the way for people to tweet through thoughts. Philip received the brain-computer interface in April 2020 following progressive paralysis caused by ALS, which left him unable to engage in work-related and other independent activities, obviously. Mr. O'Keefe has since been using the technology to reconnect with his family, wonderful, and business colleagues, continuing email exchanges and staying actively involved in his consultancy and other business projects. This guy's probably got some money. These fun business holiday tweets are actually an important moment for the field of implantable brain-computer interfaces, most definitely. They highlight the connection and hope and freedom that BCI gives people like Phil who have had so much of their functionality, independence, and other stuff taken away, other things taken away due to debilitating paralysis. Obviously, I think that this is going to be the first step. Clearly, it's the first step into someone who's very much doesn't have paralysis getting the brain implant. So I see that being a problem. But let's will go under the guidance that this is for people who need the help, but I'm sure that there's probably some people who would just prefer to sit down and not have to deal with this. So yeah, this is from the actual thing, the actual link, the actual website, so you can read up on that if you want to, look into that company. Double Dome more. Municipality, back at it again with an ad. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Say it with me, Blue Chew. Blue Chew will bring more confidence to you in the bedroom by offering chewable tablets that can help men get stronger, longer-lasting erections. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but it's chewable and it's a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve harder, longer-lasting erections to combat all forms of erectile dysfunction. Blue Chew is an online prescription service with no visits to the doctor, no awkward conversations, and no waiting lines at the pharmacy. Also, on top of all of that wonderfulness, it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online. Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredients and strength for you. Don't like swallowing pills? Same here. Had to deal with it before. No problems with this product. Blue Chew's sildenafil and tadalafil tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the US of A, and they're prepared and shipped directly to you, so it's cheaper than the pharmacy. If you could benefit from some extra confidence when comes time to perform, visit bluechew.com for more details, and obviously important safety information is there, because obviously there's important safety information in regards to getting your dick hard. But I've got a special deal for you right now. Try Blue Chew for free when you use promo code WickedGood at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code WickedGood to receive your first month for free. Obviously, thank you, Blue Chew, for sponsoring this podcast. Highly recommend. Obviously, you don't need it all the time, but those times where, you need the extraness, obviously, there you go. Back to the episode. Your man is something gone. You should probably understand a little bit better. If you have crypto.com, they were hacked for, was it $30 million? $30 million. Okay, yeah, $30 million. Whatever. Crypto.com, we have a crypto hack. It's getting cold as shit in here. So if you see my skin tone changing, that's why. But I keep the heat off so I don't have the fucking background noise continuously. I have no idea how long we're into this, but here we go. Crypto.com, secured. This is directly from them. Blog.crypto.com. Crypto.com security report and next steps. Summary. I'm basically just going to be reading this. I don't really have that much to add to it other than get a fucking hardware wallet and do not leave your cryptocurrency on exchanges, please. Please, please, please. Just spend the $70 and get a hardware wallet. Sell some Dogecoin or whatever. Buy the hardware wallet and just put the Dogecoin on the fucking hardware wallet, please. That way shit like this doesn't need to happen. And you can kind of keep your shit a little bit more hidden. On January 17th, 2022, Crypto.com learned that a small number of users had unauthorized crypto withdrawals on their account. Crypto.com promptly suspended withdrawals from all tokens to initiate an investigation and worked around the clock to address this issue. No customers experienced loss of funds. In the majority of cases, we prevented the unauthorized withdrawal, and all other cases, customers were fully reimbursed. Big statement, fully reimbursed. Now, a lot of people say when you lose crypto, like if I send crypto to a wallet and I send it to the wrong address, it's fucked, it's gone. But it does seem that Crypto.com is fiscally able to back up some of their stuff. I'm sure if their entire website was completely fucked, they'll be like Mt. Gox and have to pay off until the rest of their lives. But it seems like these people were reimbursed, which is good. But to continue, the incident affected 483 Crypto.com users. Unauthorized withdrawals totaled 4.836 ETH, 4,836 ETH, 443 Bitcoin, and 666,000 US currency. What happened on Monday 17 January? Crypto.com risk monitoring system detect. Well, okay, whatever. They just talk about what they do. How are they going to correct the problem? In the abundance of caution, we are revamping and migrated to a completely new two-factor authentication system. If you don't have two-factor authentication on stuff, you should have that shit on everything. They have the USB key, which I know not everyone wants to use, but that's like one of the best. Another really good one is just the Google authentication app. Like it's as long as you don't fucking break your phone, it's good. So please buy, if you're into crypto, buy a fucking hardware wallet, please. You can store your most NFTs, you can store most stuff on a crypto wallet. Ledger, Trezor, doesn't matter. Well, it does matter depending on what you want, but get one of those two, please. Please. Some more crypto news. Square Inc. is changing its name to Block. Square is owned by Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey obviously stepped down as Twitter CEO, and most of Jack Dorsey's wealth comes from Square Inc. They basically are one of the largest payment processors on the fucking planet. Square owns Tidal. They're the ones who bought Tidal. Square owns Cash App. Square owns another payment processing company also. So, and another company that I'm going to look into. I don't want to really talk about that much right now because who knows what the fuck it really is. But they own another company that's kind of creepy. But they're doing the same thing Meta is doing and trying to get into the Web 3.0 that everyone likes to call it, changing their name to Block. So Block is now a separate company that owns Square. Here we go. This is directly from squareup.com. This is their official press release. The change differentiates the Square brand, which was built for the seller business, from the corporate entity. So the corporate entity is going to be that. Square announced today that it's changing its name to Block. Block will be the name for the company as a corporate entity, just like Facebook changed its name to Meta. The Square name has become synonymous with the company's seller business, which provides an integrated ecosystem for commerce solutions, business software, and banking services for sellers. And this move allows the seller business to be on its own brand, Square. The change to Block acknowledges the company's growth. Since its start in 2009, the company has added Cash App, Tidal, and TBD 545-66975. That's the company I'm going to be looking into. They seem to be doing some sort of decentralized on-ramp for crypto, but we'll see how that goes. As businesses and the name change creates room for further growth. Block is an overarching ecosystem of many businesses united by their purpose of economic empowerment and services by many people, individual artists, fans, developers. Jack Dorsey. The name change to Block distinguishes the corporate entity from its businesses and building blocks. There will be no organizational changes, and Square, Cash App, Tidal, and TBD will continue to maintain their respective brands. A foundational workforce, which includes teams such as counsel, people, and finance, will continue to help guide whatever. This is a bunch of talk for investors. The name has many association building blocks, neighborhood blocks, and their local businesses, communities coming together at block parties, full of music. A block, this is just like people trying to figure, these are just like, I don't know, these are just people trying to come up with cool, fancy reasons for why Block is a good name. And blockchain, didn't see that one coming. a section of code and an obstacles to overcome, referring to block. In this press release, the legal name Square Inc. is expected to be legally changed to Block Inc. on or about December 10th. Blah, blah, blah. The company's symbol SQ will not be changed at this time. Any changes in the future will be publicly disclosed. No action is needed from current stockholders. The company's Class A common stock will continue to be listed on the NASDAQ and it will not be changing. So, block.xyz. We're keeping the .xyz. Block.xyz. Yeah, there you go. Media kit. All the stuff they talk about. I should probably save that. I'm going to definitely use that fucking picture. But yeah, there we go. Jack Dorsey leaving Twitter and making a company. That is crazy. So yeah. I don't know. Another shit. Okay, it's on the Block stuff. We have one of the head people from Block. In October, we announced that we are considering building a Bitcoin mining system. So now Square is possibly going to get into the Bitcoin mining business out in the open and alongside the community, and we've decided we're doing it. So they have confirmed they are building a Blockcoin mining system. We thought we'd share some more details on how our initiative discussed, and we're headed next. We want to make mining more distributed and efficient in every way, from buying to setup to maintenance to mining. Mining is not very easy. It's not, yes, you can't just like go to the store and buy a miner. I mean, you can, but it's very hard. We're interested because mining going far beyond creating new Bitcoin. Because mining goes far beyond creating new Bitcoin. We see it as a long-term need for a future that is fully decentralized and permissionless. So I don't know if this miner is just going to be for Bitcoin. They might just be saying Bitcoin because it's like the big crypto out there. So they're just saying it's going to mine Bitcoin. But if you know anything about mining, a lot of coins are moving away from they're moving from proof of work to proof of state. So there's going to be a lot, like Ethereum's basically nuking all of the miners. I'd be happy if you could just buy a system and it just mines shit, you just plug it in. They obviously want to have some work in the network because then they'll basically have some back door to allow the miners. There's no way they're not going to. But he continues, we started by digging into two big questions. What are customers' pain points and what are the specific technical challenges? We spoke with members of the mining community to learn about more of their expertise. Here, what we found so far. Availability, for most people, mining rigs are hard to find. Very true. Or if you get an old one, it's not useful. Once you've managed to track one down, they're expensive and delivery can be unpredictable. How can we make this easier and purchase mining rig? 2, reliability. Common issues we've heard with current systems are around heat disparities and dust. So yes, dust and heat. It's a computer. Very, very much not good. They also become non-functional almost every day. Which requires a time-consuming reboot. So they have to reboot constantly. Performance. Some mining rigs generate unwanted harmonics in the power rig and are very noisy, which makes them too loud for home use. Unsurprisingly, all miners want lower power consumption and higher hash rates. What's the right balance in performance factors? Developing products is never a solo journey, and evaluating existing tech is always part of our practice. For this project, we started with evaluating various IP blocks, which are making it, since we're open to making a new ASIC. Okay, so they are looking at making an ASIC. Open source mine firmware and other system software engineers. Okay, so almost done. We are interested in performance and open source and our own elegant system integration ideas, which tech and which partners should be on our list to consider. Team, we're investigating a hardware team, and if you'd like to join, blah, blah, blah. So they already own Square, that little thing that like sticks into your phone where you can accept credit cards. They own a shit, like basically any dashboard at like a kiosk or whatever. They probably run, or they run the back end too. So it would be nice if someone who already does a lot of payment integration and has physical hardware for payment integration, definitely a good idea for those people to probably start making miners, because why not, right? I'm scared. I would not buy one. I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe I'll just buy a bunch of graphics cards in the future and fucking heat my house with graphics cards while I mine Bitcoin. But I thought it was cool. Hopefully you think it's cool. Yeah. You know, this would be cool if I got paid $10,000 in Bitcoin and a free bike to move to Northwest Kansas. This is from Axios. The Northwest Kansas Council wants to give people $10,000 in Bitcoin. Probably, I'd say it's probably a good deal right now. And NWA and work in technology fields. Why this matters. NWA will need to fill an estimated 7,500 jobs in technology in the next 10 years. Probably some sort of regulation thing that they had set up. While many of jobs can be filled with people trained here and in the region, companies still have to hire from outside NWA to meet demand. What's happening? The Northwest Kansas Council is offering newcomers $10,000 in Bitcoin and either a bicycle or a free membership to Crystal Bridges, Walton Arts Center, Theater Squared, or the Monumentary, whatever. Details of the offer. The offer is mostly intended for those focused on blockchain-related technologies. The council has a partnership with the Blockchain Center of Excellence at the University of Kansas to provide technical experience. Between the lines, with more people working from home or changing jobs during the pandemic, incentives like these have the potential to scoop up remote tech workers. Very true. I mean, if I got $10,000 worth of Bitcoin and all I had to do was move somewhere and I'm already a remote worker, why not go live in the suburbs of fucking Kansas and scoop up some fucking Bitcoin? Don't know how good the fucking internet over there is. I guess that's a good point. The purpose of issuing Bitcoin is partly to embrace the growing trend toward cryptocurrency. NWA Council President and CEO Nelson Peacock said in a news release, Central American cryptocurrency systems and other sectors in the role blockchains play in helping maintain security and storage of data by users. The news release reads, blah, 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 blah. The last installment of the Council's Life Works Here initiative, which was launched in 2020 and received. Oh, okay. So people are trying to sign up for this. I think it's cool. I mean, if you work remote, why would you want to live in the city? I mean, you can get fucking $10,000 of Bitcoin for it, so why not, right? Final one, some show meta. I mean, if you've lasted this long, thank you. If not, I don't really care, but show meta. We are live streaming every single episode. I figured out how to add the new episode constantly. So reruns Monday through Friday, 24/5, what I call it. Wicked Good TV, that's what it is. Random order episode, every episode from season 2 to season 3, and all new season 4 episodes will be on random fucking shuffle. So hop in there, see if there's an episode you like, watch it. I'm trying to figure out a streaming schedule where I'll hop in and stream. I do want to get on a schedule with that. That way I am locked in on a schedule for myself. Do want to do a schedule where I maybe stream and then the video goes live, and once I end Like I'm streaming and then video goes live. So I'm streaming leading up into the video, and then video goes live, and then stream goes into the new episode. That way you can watch it during the live stream or after. I have a bad feeling that might not be good, but we'll think about it. Maybe when I get bigger, can't do that. But whatever. Streaming, that's happening. But I'm cold as shit. We're going to end this fucker. We're ending it on the Havana Syndrome Act. The CIA supposedly came out, I don't know, this is a report from NBC that the CIA internally doesn't say that there is a Havana Syndrome, that it is an attack. But I found this bill. It's called the Havana Syndrome Act, which passed in 2021 and fully passed. And I'm going to read the first three paragraphs of it. The Act, to amend the Central Intelligence Agency Act of 1949 to authorize the provision of payment to personnel of the CIA who incur qualifying injuries to the brain, to authorize the provision of payment to personnel of the Department of State who incur similar injuries, and for other purposes. So this is an act basically about people who are having brain injuries from some sort of attack, and they're getting payment for it. This is an act to pay people who have been injured from neurological attacks. Be it enacted by Senate and House Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, the Helping American Victims Afflicted by Neurological Attacks Act. But then a couple of days ago, apparently it's not. They're not attacks. But in 2021, you passed a law that said we will give money to people who have been affected by these attacks, and literally named it Helping American Victims Afflicted by Neurological Attacks. What's going on here? Clearly something's going on. Neurological attacks are happening. We're not going to get it confirmed by the CIA. It's the fucking CIA. But a bill passed. There's a literal bill that has passed and allowed people who are affected by this to be paid. Now, I agree people who are affected by this should be probably paid for being affected by it, universal healthcare, all that shit. But at a certain point, like, holy shit, this is happening. There are neurological attacks happening across the world to the CIA. And I'm probably going to get put on a list for talking about it, but I don't really care. Fucking neck hurts like a bitch. I'm cold as fuck. I look like a pale monster. That's it. If you're watching it, there's some stuff happening above me. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. We have, ratings. Spotify ratings. Go like shit on, give me 5 stars on Spotify. I wish there was comments. Surveys for every episode down below. And yeah, that's it. wickedgood.xyz, everything. wickedgood.xyz, everything. wickedgood.xyz has everything. That's it. Peace out.